Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Brew Crew Nation 98, where we are here to discuss a couple of more trades that the Milwaukee Brewers have made over the past 24 hours after the massive bombshell of trading away Josh Hader to the San Diego Padres. And these are kind of more low-key moves, not acquire any power bats, but acquired a couple of really talented bullpen arms. The first one we're going to talk about is Matt Bush of the Texas Rangers, formerly of the Texas Rangers, has been traded to the Milwaukee Brewers in exchange for a couple of prospects, and Antoine Kelly and Mark Matthias. And so, take a look at this. Take a look at Matt Bush's stats and everything. Let's see, where is he? Give me a second. Stats. Oh, shows how much I care. Okay, so we get back into with Matt Bush. 36 years old. Just like recently been able to really start to put together, but he is a former number one overall pick in the MLB draft. And if we go down and look here, he has been able to pitch a total of 5 big league seasons. Actually pitched pretty well with a 3.34 ERA in 180 games, 12 saves in his career, mainly used as a setup guy, a relief guy in like the 6th or 7th inning, with 177.2 innings pitched, 188 career strikeouts, really good ERA plus, decent FIP, kind of a high whip, like he does walk a lot, but he also strikes out a lot of guys too. And so, especially so far this year for the Rangers, he has a 2.95 ERA in 40 games, over 36.2 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts to 10 walks, and an ERA plus of 135, and a whip of little over 1. So, really good guy to have in your bullpen. Who is going to help round out the bullpen, especially after the Hader trade. So he like fit in the 6th or 7th inning, depending on the situation. Has really good pitching. So a very solid move. And the guys who the Brewers gave up for him, not really that big. So let's see. Antoine Kelly. If I can spell his name right, that would be great. Yeah, he's a Brewers been in the minor leagues for a bit, and so that was an update from my computer being dumb. So in his minor league career, he hasn't gotten past A ball, but he's only 22 years old. Is 2-5 with a 4.58 ERA in minors with strikeout. Where is strikeout? 191 strikeouts to 80 walks. So it has a lot of command issues. And so, not really missing much here. Probably was only going to be a minor league guy. But the other guy who was given up was Mark Matthias, who actually has some big lead experience, but is currently but also is a part of 40-man roster. He actually has been a part of the Brewers this year, but hasn't been able to do much. In 2020, he appeared in 16 games, 36 plate appearances, 10 hits for 278 batting average, no home runs, 4 RBIs, and a stolen base. And this year in Milwaukee, he has been in 6 games, 17 plate appearances, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, stolen base, and a 125 batting average. 27 years old, so he is a bit older, but his career in the minor leagues actually has not been terrible either. For 2 years in the Milwaukee minor league system, he has hit. No, that's his major league stats. So, older position player, probably wasn't going to be getting on the Brewers roster anytime soon. We would trade him and a pitcher in only high A ball who has been struggling in high A. And we were able to get a really solid relief arm to help revamp this bullpen after Hader's been traded. And another trade that happened about 4 p.m. today on August 2nd, the 2022 trade deadline, is that the Brewers required right-hander Trevor Rosenthal from the Giants. Now, this one is an interesting one because, one, Rosenthal is only on a 1-year deal signed by the Giants. He has not been able to pitch this entire year due to injury and isn't expected to return until early September. So he could be a big boost down the stretch for Milwaukee. But let's take a look. Just going to talk about his stats so far for his career. Trevor Rosenthal. He's a former All-Star, which is cool. Let's see here. He hasn't pitched since 2020. And in 2020, he had 23 innings pitched with 38 strikeouts, 8 walks, an ERA of 1.9. And he is a guy who also has experience with closing, was St. Louis back in the early 2010s, made an All-Star game in 2015 when he had 48 saves. And after that, he kind of got blown up a bit. But in 2020, he was really, really good. So the hope is that once he gets back into shape, he'll be able to be just another weapon that the Brewers can utilize out of their bullpen. And we traded away minor league outfielder Tristan Peters for a chance to get a really solid guy who can be a veteran presence in the bullpen, who has pitching experience in the playoffs. Like, he was part of the 2019 Nationals team. So, but he got traded through the season and then didn't win the World Series. But still, in the early 2010s Cardinals teams that made the playoffs a lot, he has experience. And so Tristan Peters, did I spell that right? I probably did. Who is this guy? Okay, so Tristan Peters, minor league outfielder. Not really a big deal getting rid of him, like trading him away, because the top 4 prospects for the Brewers are outfielders. So, not really too much that we're going to be worrying about. So, you look at his minor league stats so far. In A-ball this year so far, he is hitting .306, 7 home runs, 51 RBIs, 13 stolen bases. Not too terrible. I mean, hopefully the Giants, he's able to develop well with the Giants and able to have a decent career. It seems like he's been on the right track so far this year in the Brewers minor league system. But like I said, our top 4 prospects are all outfielders. And we already have like a couple really good ones in the major leagues with Tyrone Taylor, Yelich, McCutchen, and Renfroe. And so it's not really too big of a loss. And we're taking a flyer on a guy who has postseason pitching experience and stuff like that. I am, however, a little disappointed so far with the Brewers trade deadline and not acquiring like another bat, especially like catcher, because catcher for hitting from the catcher has been kind of disappointing this year. I mean, Caratini has been really good, but Omar hasn't really been able to get it going. And Pedro Severino is not eligible for the postseason because of the drug suspension he had. But overall, I like getting Matt Bush. He has been pitching very, very well this year. And Milwaukee has done really good in getting guys into that bullpen, making them very, very effective. And Trevor Rosenthal, we'll see how that turns out. Not hoping for too much, but again, it's just another potential weapon we can have in the bullpen for a playoff push. And so, even though we did lose Hader, I think we got 3, potentially 4 really solid bullpen arms in Taylor Rogers, Rosenthal, Bush, and Lament. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all I got for today. I plan on doing a week in review over the weekend for like the games that I played, performances we had, stuff like that. And I appreciate each and every one of you come by to just hear me talk about my favorite baseball team. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And congratulations for the Padres for winning the trade deadline. Can't wait to see you blow it in the playoffs.